Hello, everyone. My name is Donna. I'm actually the Associate Director for Institute of Translational Research. As Raymond has mentioned, I'm actually in charge of the healthcare domain for technology adoptions in Hong Kong. So I hope I can share some of my story and also the latest development in terms of in the biotech and also GeronTech market. So I just want to, this is my bio, yeah. So I came across a lot of companies asking why Hong Kong, why to have to set up their startup in Hong Kong or companies in Hong Kong. So we come across a lot, when we contact some global companies. So we are quite proud actually in Hong Kong. So we have talent, for example, like we have couple of universities with biomed engineering and also a lot of engineering students actually contribute the talent to the ecosystem. And Hong Kong, as you all know, we always have a can-do attitude, and we are quite proud, and also we are innovative. Hong Kong has a very good infrastructure, need not to say. And with recent years, the government actually helping the entire INT systems in terms of putting a lot of fundings on the research side and also development side to enhance the market access and also adoption of these local kind of developed technologies. We have a very comprehensive good policy support and also as well as the IP protection as well. And it's quite well known in Hong Kong about the IP protections. Thanks for the Hong Kong Stock Exchange also a couple of years ago starting to have launched these Hong Kong Stock Exchange Chapter 18A and allowing pre-IPOs for biotech companies who is already in the first phase of research can already actually applied for listing under this Chapter 18A into the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. So it's actually quite exciting, for the companies to come to Hong Kong. And now, of course, I want to mention we are in a very unique positioning and as an innovation hub for Greater Bay Area. Recently, you will hear a lot of news talking about Greater Bay Area and how would that contribute or allow Hong Kong to even go further on the MedTech development. So later on, I will share a bit more. But you just look into the populations after the whole the GBA initiative. So Hong Kong currently we are facing close to like 8 million in terms of population. But once we incorporate into the GBA, you can see this is the market size like growing 9-fold, like 66 million in terms of the populations. So that actually brings us a lot of opportunities for all the HealthTech and MedTech companies that have an even bigger market to face. So we all know this is under development. The GBA initiative is not only limited to medical sector, HealthTech and biotech, but we understand that in this GBA initiative, it's going to set up Hong Kong as an international innovation and technology hub. So that's means that we have a lot of opportunities. And of course, in terms of the MedTech and then the HealthTech, that will be also opportunity as well. So just now I mentioned the GBA actually comprise of 11 cities. So 9 in China and then including Hong Kong and Macau altogether, 11 cities. So the total population actually is like 9-fold of what we currently have. And a couple of weeks ago, we saw an article on South China Morning Post saying that the Beijing actually backing Hong Kong to become and to lead the hub of biotech in the Greater Bay Area. So this is quite exciting for us, especially for the next 5 years under this 5-year cycle plan for the mainland China. So and then later, subsequently, you can hear the policy addressed. The government actually is putting a lot more resources in this area, in the innovation and technology area, giving out more land to build more science parks in Hong Kong. So when we look into the GBA initiative, there are 7 areas of development. I'm not going to go through each one of them. Just want to point out the highlighted ones, like the in blue, which is, first of all, as I mentioned, is developing Hong Kong as an international and also innovation and technology hub. And although you might say that like the 5th point, which is developing a quality living circle for living, working, and traveling, how would that be relevant to us? So in my work, actually, I recently come across a lot of developers. Actually, they are looking into building up aging-friendly cities in the GBA area. For example, some of them pick Zhuhai and also Hengqin. And when they build up these aging-related, aging complex, aging-friendly cities, what they want to look into is, first of all, HealthTech, because when they talk about aging-friendly cities, that's not only residentials, but there are elderly homes and there are hospitals. So they come to us, and even they are looking into Hong Kong culture, Hong Kong tech. Why? Anybody understand why? Why they look in particular to Hong Kong technologies? Because Hong Kong people will be their future target audience in all these aging-friendly cities. So I will be one of the targets that when I retire, I might pick one of those areas to live. So they kind of already looking into like Hong Kong people retiring in the GBA. So why not? If you have a bigger size of apartment, and then if the infrastructure, everything's stay put, I still can have my Hong Kong style milk tea in the area, and I'm using the technologies of Hong Kong from Hong Kong, and then I just feel like I'm here. And then it could be 1.5 hours by car away, and then they ship us, I can come back anytime. So they talk about this whole concept of developing a quality living circle. So it eventually, this inside actually is also contributes to the development of GeronTechnology. And then some others you might not notice, but it's like the strengthening the cooperation and participating in the Belt and Road Initiative. We heard about this Belt and Road Initiative for a long time. And that actually enhanced more multinational types of service provider in terms of in the medical sector, or even in the elderly operators, elderly homes operators that could enjoy and participate in Belt and Road, and then set up their office actually in China as well. So you can see the entire, all these complementary living type of things is all outlined here. Of course, when we talk about this cross-border usage of medicinal medicines, which to us is an opportunity when we work in the area of HealthTech, medical tech. So of course, the first thing is to think about is in terms of the regulatory side of the issues. But needless to be worried, because there are already 8 ministers. They sit together of these authorities in back last year in November. So they start working out and then jointly promulgate the plan of development of these cross-border usage of innovative drugs in terms of the regulatory and also medical device. So these things is still ongoing, and then is in the infant stage of further development. So that by the time I speak, 2 weeks later, maybe new development. But this is quite up to date. And these 8 authorities, they have 6 key tasks. As you know, when you think about you have to launch a product into China, of course, you have to go through NMPA or CFDA, which takes a long time. But now they would like to change the approval authority. Instead of Beijing, they put it into more provincial authority, which is a Guangdong province can approve the drug usage, and then that are marketed in Hong Kong and Macau. So when your product or pharmaceuticals that is currently be used in the Hong Kong hospitals might potentially be able to used in the Guangdong area, the GBA area as well. So I will share a bit more about what's the current development And also highlighted in point number 3 is accelerating the review process, and also to build up that construction of a GBA subcenter of drug and medical device evaluation and inspections. So in the past, usually in China, if you register, for example, like a pharmaceuticals, usually it will be at least 5 to 7 years lagging behind Hong Kong. Why? Because they need to have the companies to conduct local clinical research. Now they are looking into accelerating the whole process. And the first step is like Hong Kong become a gateway, become part of this GBA, and the product can be used in these GBA, these 11 cities. And then the whole review process can be accelerated. And also they are looking into development of TCM, the Chinese, traditional Chinese medicine as well, and reforming the system of drug marketing license holder as well. And they would like to establish a drug import port in Zhongshan. So for many details of what I've said just now can be referred, you can refer to this page, which is from the 国家药品监督管理局. So you can look into further details of that and can monitor the development as well. So the overall goal for us in Hong Kong, as I said, although we have a unique opportunity, and of course we still have to uplift, our standards in terms of apart from establishing mechanisms of this cross-border usage by 2022, which is next year, and also the overall goal is also to uplift and also to set up R&D, encourage the manufacturing plant to set up in the GBA area, to enhance fast market access to this GBA area, and to establish, national technical support organization as well. Pilot trial already rolled out, although it seems like concept, but it's truly rolling out. Earlier this year, already start doing pilot with the University of Hong Kong, Shenzhen hospitals. So the pilot trial already completed in July, which is 2021, already completed for this. But for now, it's limited to urgent clinical need for products that are not yet available in China, and then no other substitute. This is so-called urgent clinical need. So in the near future, the Guangdong Health Commission and Guangdong MBA is going to develop a set of catalog. That means catalog. That means you have to get listed into this catalog. And once you got listed, that means you can, your product can be used in the GBA hospitals. So it sounds quite easy, right? And then no very complicated clinical trial, etc. All these. So it actually is a very good opportunity for a lot of companies. And of course, apart from listing into the catalogs, the agencies also require to further monitor any adverse events, reactions, and also they have to adjust the scope of these catalogs from time to time. So the Chinese government actually aimed to gradually develop a standard list of drug and medical device to be used in all cities in GBA. And then companies actually is looking into how to get their product listed in this catalog. So for details of the applications and to how to apply and then get listed into the catalog can be actually can follow this link, but it's Chinese only. And then it requires certain certifications and the technical specification of your product, etc. So you just follow and then you submit. So after the first pilot run in the Hong Kong U Shenzhen hospitals, now in August they further expand, actually have interim provisions. So extend the usage from only one hospital into another 5 hospitals in the GBA area. So so that's why the catalog is important, because once you get in, that means now you have 5 other hospitals. So it's all listed here, apart from Hong Kong U Shenzhen Hospital, that's a modern hospital in Guangzhou, and also Guangzhou United Family Hospital, and also the Seymour Eye Hospital, and Zhongshan Chen Xinghai. And Zhongshan, remember I said just now, Zhongshan is one of the import port for all these innovative products. They are going to set up Zhongshan as one of the import port. So it actually sounds very comprehensive and exciting. Hong Kong, the key role, just now I mentioned, we need to uplift ourselves because we become the gateway to GBA, to Greater Bay Area, eventually to the whole China. So for Hong Kong, it's not, we have to look for improvement. So for medical sectors, of course, we continue, always we have a renowned positions, but we would like to attract more, the room of expansion to attract more multinational type of service providers in terms of medical and even the elderly sectors, attract them to come to Hong Kong and then to also provide the service, expand the service into the GBA area as well. So this is to bring in new service and to raise current standards of professional healthcare to another level to meet the increasing demands. So for us, growing old in Hong Kong, I think this is quite a good news for us as well to see the development and the opportunity. So I want to shift a bit on not only on GBA, but people always focus, if they come to Hong Kong, they are looking into how to get into China. So now it's another opportunity while you enjoy, the company come and enjoying, to have their product be able to access throughout the GBA, the Greater Bay Area. So you can do it in parallel to conduct clinical trial in order to fulfill the China NMPA requirement. Because a lot of hospitals in Hong Kong, 4 hospitals in Hong Kong with all these specialties, all these, any clinical trial conduct within this scope actually will be recognized and then can be accredited and be used, accepted by if you want to further conduct any filing with FDA, EMEA, and also NMPA. So this also poses another opportunities for those CROs, clinical research organization, to set up the clinical research services here to provide support. And also for people who is working currently in the health sector or biomedical technology sector, this will pose another good news. So you don't have to worry about you have to go back to China to do the clinical research. If you locate here, you can just conduct clinical research here. And then the data will be accepted later on. This, I want to show this Hong Kong government has been in full support on the INT development. So I'm not going to go into details, since over the years they inject a lot of money into the system, but I only want to point out that you guys are actually here. So the 2 clusters have been set up, actually promoting all this spin-off from the universities, and also the 2 major domain, which is health and also HK. And this is not end here, and then it's continue. If you listen to the policy address this year, it's further more land, and then this is which is maybe a couple times, like we have to build 18 more science parks in the next 10 years, the size of the 18 science parks, which the land will be contributed to the INT, Innovation and Technology. So this is us in Science Park, but Science Park is not only Science Park. We also contribute, we have all 3 industrial estates we currently actually manage. And in Town Center, you have been in the second day of the boot camp is Inno Centers. And we are in development of the Hong Kong Shenzhen Innovation and Technology Park, which located in Lok Ma Chau. This is 4 times the size of this area. So here we have 22 acres. So that is 4 times bigger, 4 times the size. And we have been inquired by a lot of companies, multinationals, to already quite keen on moving into this Lok Ma Chau because it's in a strategic location. It is just right at the border of China. So, and then it's 4 times bigger. And then currently we don't have any manufacture facilities, but in the future, in the Shenzhen Lok Ma Chau plant, the new campus, which we will focus and target at some multinational companies that has the manufactured abilities, and they would like to set up their plant there. So Science Park, just allow me to introduce to you, it's coming to be 20 years next year. So currently we have 1,000 company, 1,000 I&T companies located in the Science Park. We have many programs support the entire ecosystem, needless to say, from ideas to startups, and we support growth company we accelerate the growth and also mature company. So we have a lot of, this is like a report card, so you can find this in the website. So the Lok Ma Chau plant is not far away from us, and then you can see this is a loop, this whole area, 4 times the current size, and currently Science Park, we are here. So it's not too far away for these 2 areas. So this is the slides before the policy address, and after that we understand that the piece of land in Ma Liu Shui and also some other northern part in Hong Kong, that those lands will be also allocated for I&T. But at this point, we don't know whether they will ask Science Park to manage, but we understand that will be a lot of land for I&T. So what do we do in Science Park? What our job do? So apart from, we work closely with universities and also research institutes to leverage on technology transfer and also talent. So my role is more on this side, on business matching when people, so my role is more on the health domain. And then we have other fintech talents, fintech colleagues, and also green technology, ICT, etc. So we facilitate business matching for companies, also to help the companies on the capacity building and also networking. So this is our role, doing a lot of business matching. For me and I have a team member actually focus on the government side, which is to focus on or monitor all the emerging policies, especially there's so many new developments in GBA and also on like advanced therapies. Actually I have a colleague dedicated to work with the government and also to provide timely feedback to the companies within Science Park, all the new developments, so that they could be ready by the time they would like to submit for regulatory approval. We also have a team, investment team, focused on private equity or doing fundraising for individual companies. So in case of any need, please reach out. And we also have a lot of I&T fund, Innovation Technology Fund. I will share later on in this talk. So for biomedical technology, currently we have roughly 160 companies, and we have different subsectors. You can see diagnostic medical device, pharmaceutical, stem cell, and also traditional medicines. So others actually are those like food tech companies. We have a couple of food tech companies. If you want vegan fish, vegan lamb, vegan pork, so we have all those companies within the Science Park doing this type of research. So this one I'm not going to but it's basically prevention, diagnostic, treatment, monitoring. We find solutions along the patient journey. This Valley of Death is, I think, it's quite familiar to you. I believe we shared the early first day when we do the briefing session. So our institute, we are from Institute of Translational Research. And we understand how difficult it is, and it's much longer journey for a biotech company. Actually, many different types of milestones you have to reach during the translation process, from research to all the way to post-marketing. So for us, we help facilitate the companies throughout the R&D and also to help them de-risk, the danger of falling into this valley of death. This one, as long you go through this translational journey from discovery to post-marketing, of course your value of your company will increase, public benefit increase, but at the same sense, we help to de-risk, the entire process. I want to introduce our Incubator Program here. So because as most of you are from biotech or HealthTech, So this is an incubation program delegated for this type of companies. It's a 4-year round program, all round, and $4 million fundings will provide in the 4 years, paying off milestone base, with an additional $2 million helping the companies on regulatory affairs. So for example, if you need to get FDA approval, so we provide not only fundings, but also professional support as well. So you can see all-round professional support and also regulatory support. So you can see there's a shared equipment facilities. So we understand setting up a biotech company is not easy. You might need to face like upfront, you have to buy like $1 million worth of equipment. But no need to worry, because Science Park here we have support centers which have over 80 different types of equipment and resources that will help the company. Feel free, you can rent to use anytime. And the talents here, for each company, you are qualified to have 3 quotas of the talent subsidies. So doing research, you might need a postdoc or PhDs, so you can get the highest as much as $34,000 per month for subsidies, which is close to 50% of the salary of that. And then each company actually is qualified to have 3. So you might think that, oh, PhD is too much, I only want a master degree, or of course master degrees, the salary will be lower, and then, but in any event, you got 50% of the subsidies. And I mentioned just now we have an investment team which will provide funding, fundraising, and also financial support, professional coaching as well. So these are the facilities. One is, this is the communal lab with different types of ATPs of ready-to-use life science equipment, instruments, which offer companies to use. Also have a co-working health device innovation hub. If you're doing more sampling types of research, you need a deep freezer, then we have a biosamples repository service, biobank, and also the biomedical informatics platform in case you are in the AI types of research. We understand that during the translation process, at a point you might need to go for toxicology studies, and also even for medical device, you need to do testing to in order to obtain certain types of certifications for exporting your product, for example. Then these 2 centers here will also provide that type of service, Drug Safety Center and also the Medical Device Testing Center. So this is the biobank, how it looked like. It's in 6W over here. Yeah. We also have a team dedicated for clinical translation. So in case of you need any help during this translation, they provide consultancy and even can provide you with resources and also information on the types of funding programs which is available in Hong Kong or even overseas, for example, in Australia. And they also provide regulatory planning funding as well in the long run. So feel free to contact us and for this type of service. We also have a MedTech co-creation program. What is this? This is, most of the time we will put 2 types of company together when leverage on each startup's strength, so that to optimize the product and also maybe to co-create another level of product. So this is, our role is like a matchmaker. We put these 2 companies together and so that they can co-create much better products. So in here is how we mentioned about how we de-risk and facilitate people, the companies throughout the translational process. These are the things that I introduced just now for Science Park. Okay, for I understand I put these sessions in addition to the biotech for GeronTech. Currently, we have many types of Geron technology here. We have 70 companies, over 70, which is focusing on Geron technology. So I think you guys might be interested with the GeronTech R&D funding. the government did put into a lot of resources, actually enhancing first the elderly operators that hope they will adopt more technology into the day-to-day operations. So there are public trial sector scheme. So these is different types of, at least 3 to 4 types of different fundings. Cater for, depends on which state your technology is. You say it's coming to after lab test, then you have a basic prototype, and then you would like to start doing some trial, then you can start applying for this type of public sector trial scheme. So the maximum budget fundings you will obtain is $5 million. So this is to enhance your product being trial in a real life setting, in, for example, like elderly homes or even in a rehab care of centers. So in case you already have a prototype, you can start thinking about applying this public PSTS, public sector trial scheme. So further down, during the market stage, you can apply for another funding, which is procurement and rental. So your product could be procured and also to be able to rent to all these service providers. And later on, during the adoption, there's an impact scale-up scheme, which is another $5 million. But this one, you need to work with closely with NGO, with the service operator. So if the operators would like to have your tech, for example, you are developing just a simple blood pressure type of monitor, or you are working on wheelchairs for elderly, then you can go to an NGO elderly home operator and to see their need. They said, oh, I need it, and the government will pay for it. So both, the buy side and sell side, you have to submit an application together to the, and then to seek for these fundings. So we, for the past years, we did support a lot of companies going through this application process, and quite a few of them actually be able to successfully make use of this they call Better Living Fund, and their products eventually be used in one of those rehab centers as well. So this is the list, what I'm talking about. This slide I can share later on, so you can look into further details. So apart from that, of course, I also want to introduce a bit of the corporate venture funds, which is in Science Park. So there are different types of VC type of funds. One, Science Park might invest directly into the company. So if they think that it's appropriate, then this is like fund to invest startup company. But at the same time, when the company asks for, may want to go for a Series A, Series B type of investment, talk to our colleagues, and then they will work out a plan for you. So this is one of them that is like the committed CVF is 6.4 million, but eventually it's like 13-fold more the fundings that our colleagues actually help them to raise. It's 86 million. So this is like 13-fold more. And there's other different types of investment opportunities and mode. So if you need any help, do contact the Science Park investment team to help. So I want to summarize. I have covered, I hope I covered a lot, let you understand the Greater Bay Area, GBA area development, and you can also appreciate to see that this is kind of a golden opportunity for, especially for researchers that is focusing on medtech, health tech. It will be a golden opportunity in the next many years. So, and also we also introduced currently for the GeronTech, if you are focusing on GeronTechnology, welcome to get my name card, and then I will give you more resources provide to you, and then maybe you will say that you don't quite understand the GeronTech market in Hong Kong. No matter, doesn't matter, because we provide, actually my colleague and I, we provide free consultation service to let you know. And so please do contact us. We very capitalize these advantages currently in Hong Kong and also all these resources you have. Yeah, okay. I hope I end my sharing here.